We're happy to answer any questions anybody has.
How will this affect future negotiations with salt companies between ODOT and communication with Mr. Wray?
We actually don't negotiate with salt companies, other than we will discuss with our bidding partners, our business partners, what do we need to do to make sure that we get a free and open bid. And that has to do with where do you store it, how do you haul it, where do you deliver it, do you take multiple bids, you take one bid, and we always negotiate that type of thing to try to make sure that we're getting the best bid. And once we've done that, then it is basically a competitive bid situation, and that's how we think we get the best value.
Did the companies admit wrongdoing in the settlement, or they just gonna write a check?
I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry.
I said, did the companies admit wrongdoing in the settlement, or are they just writing a check?
Oh no, they never admit wrongdoing. I mean, that's, when you settle anything, they have a release out, which I'm sure will be available to you. It should have been released this morning. So no, they did not admit wrongdoing. Okay. Anybody else?
Does the state continue to purchase salt from these companies?
Actually, yes, we do. We changed some of the criteria in our bidding proposals, so that we are not only getting bids from these companies but from other companies. I think, I want to make sure I get this right. I'm not sure I got this right, but I think we had bids from 5 different companies the last 2 winters. And again, the more free and open the process is, the better value we're going to get. And this has helped us get that better value.
General DeWine, can you say how they conspired to fix the price?
Well, the answer to our allegation is frankly in the papers that we've initially filed with the court, which I know my office is more than happy to make available to you. In essence, what we alleged was they divided the state up. And you saw that in regard to county engineers and others who were buying salt. And we believe it was a classic case of anti-competitive conduct, where they would decide who would win which county and who would lose which county.
Does the $11.8 million represent everything that the court said that you could go back to that 2008?
No, as the case, whenever you have a settlement, there's a calculation in there. Now we allege that it was, certainly more than that, but we were restricted to a 3-year period of time. So that rather dramatically changed, what was really at stake. And as is true in any negotiations, there are calculations made by each side. Our calculation, and I must just tell you, our staff has been working on this. Our antitrust team has done a fabulous job. They were ready to go to trial, but there were negotiations that really got serious within the week leading up to that trial. We were prepared to go to trial, but as is the case in any civil suit, both sides have to make calculations, and we understood that there was a risk. When you go to trial in any case, there's a risk you may lose. We didn't think we were going to lose, but that was a risk. The other incentive for us, frankly, to settle it, and I must say that this, if you're on the other side, the incentive is, of course, that you're going to lose. Our incentive also, though, included that even if we had won everything that we wanted, the case would have been appealed. It would have gone on for years, and the local government units would not have received any money. So, the bulk of this money is going back to the local governmental units, and some of them don't have very big budgets at all. So one of the incentives was to get this money, get it settled, get the dollars, get them distributed back, and not see this carry on for years and years.
What was the dollar total the state had calculated?
I'll take that. It's about 30, wasn't it? 32. You know, our allegation would have been at trial for that limited period of time at $32 million.
That's for the smaller period, not for the
Yeah,
large.
smaller period.
Do you have a dollar amount on the larger period?
You want to give them a name and just give it a whole thing. Speak it.
I'm Jennifer Pratt. I'm the chief of the antitrust section. The estimate that our expert gave us for the entire period was in the mid 70 million range.
I mean, once the judge made the decision, you know, ultimately that impacts your bargaining. But once the judge makes the decision, you've only got a small period of time. And we're not arguing with the decision, but I mean that's what happens.
You're going to continue to watch these companies like they have.
Well, let me just first of all, let me just say about Jennifer and her team. They've lived this case for the last few years and put a tremendous amount of time on it and effort, and frankly it was their expertise that enabled us to be ready to go for trial. If you're not ready to go to trial, the old thing that the civil lawyers always tell you is you better be prepared to go to trial and think you're going to trial, and that way you're in a good position if it does get negotiated out to get a good result. So she's done a very, very good job on that. What else did you had something else?
Are you going to continue to?
Yeah, we're going to look. I mean, this is what our antitrust section does, and I think it's particularly important. And I think the director said that you do these things to recover the money, but you also do them quite candidly as a deterrent to stop future bad behavior, and that is not just. I'm not just talking about these companies. I'm talking about anytime someone is bidding with the state of Ohio. You know, we have to send the message that if you're going to, you know, engage in competitive bidding, that you have to do that fairly. And so it affects not just ODOT, but it affects all of state government as well as local government entities. So this is a deterrent as much as it is to get this money.
We, at the Department of Transportation, we let a lot of contracts and we take a lot of bids. And we spend a great deal of time and effort analyzing every bid that we get, looking for any impropriety, anything that seems out of the norm, to try to make sure that we have a free and open process. And so we're very, very diligent, whether it's a bridge project or ordering salt or whatever. We pay attention to the bids and try to make sure that what we're getting is a legitimate bid, and if there's some suspicion that there might not be, then we go to the Attorney General's office.